What's going on, people? So, I was coming back from WrestleMania, whenever WrestleMania was, right? End up, having a delayed flight, so I'm in New York trying to get things situated and get on a new flight for at least for the morning, anyways. And so while doing that, I end up running into this dude. He's in the same situation. I don't know where he was coming from, but same thing, anyways. And so we ended up talking about wrestling, right? He saw the Hangman shirt, so he was like, figured I was a wrestling fan and stuff. So we're talking about all that stuff, right? And then he happens to say something about like having lived in Virginia before and all this, and asked me if I've ever been to like the VCW shows. I'm like, yeah, I've been to some of those. He's like, really? Seriously? Turns out he has some friends that like work with them and all that stuff, and he's been living around here before, so he just kind of knew about it, And it was weird, because I figured like after that, conversation's over, we go our separate ways, whatever, just like an interesting little coincidence, right? And so coming up to like nowadays, right? This past Saturday, I was over at the VCW show, and I hear out of nowhere like, "Hey, that's the guy," and I'm like, "What?" And then I look over, and it's that dude, right? And he's like saying, "Hey, like, remember me? I was at the airport, blah blah blah." Yeah, so it's like the same dude, and he's got his like friends with him. One of which was in the Golden Pinky Society, who actually won the tag titles that night. But yeah, so he's got his friends with him, and he's like, yeah, none of these guys believe me, because it was kind of like a weird story that you're just out in the middle of New York somewhere, and you happen to run into this guy who also happens to follow this like small wrestling organization over in Norfolk and stuff. And so he's like, yeah, none of them believed me, but like, here you are. And he pointed me out to like 4 or 5 other people. He's like, you see, he told you. Yeah, apparently they really did not believe him, but sure enough, I'm a real person, a real boy, as they say, with some real things in this here crate. Supposedly, I haven't opened the crate, so I don't know. It could just be empty, but we're going to find out together if it is or if it isn't. It hasn't been in the past, so I have no reason to believe it would be now, but maybe that's how they get you. Maybe they're playing a long game, trying to build that trust, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Pro Wrestling Crate, you know how these things work, so let's go ahead and jump on into this now that I've given you a story that you didn't ask for, and maybe skip forward past. But, let's see what's going on in here. A little late-ish getting this one out and all that good stuff, but not as late as the last one, so I'm getting better. Maybe what's next month? May? Or this month is May? Maybe the May one will be like closer to on time. Actually, probably not, because I think I have to do some stuff around that time of the month. So, anyways, this side does not have spoilers, so that's cool, but I'm going to flip it around, and there are the spoilers for you. So, there's that, right? So, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and open this thing up, see what's going on, shall we? How are you guys doing? I don't know if I really asked. Well, I kind of asked you in the beginning, but while I'm doing this, feel free to let me know. Anyways, got a shirt here, right? Because we always have a shirt. This one is, what is that? Oh, wow, that's Britt Baker. It kind of reminds me of those old, like, late 90s WWF shirts, but like they had like print like all over them. I believe they called them all over print shirts or something like that. Not a bad design though. It's a little plain, but it makes sense for, the type of shirt or the type of girl, whatever, the whole blood thing, right? Let's see, what's this one? This is, hey, nice. It's, what is it? Oh, Hard Times. Couldn't quite tell what it said at the bottom. I knew it was a Dusty Rhodes shirt, but there you go. The Hard Times shirt, right, from the infamous or whatever Hard Times promo from many moons ago, that has seemingly held up over time as far as like not like aging and seeming all weird, because I still hear people talk about it once in a while. Moving along, we got the 1, 2, 3 kid, so that was unexpected. I mean, it shouldn't be unexpected, because I'm pretty sure I looked at the card last month seeing what was going to be in March, seeing what was going to be in April, but I only know what's going to be in those things like while I read it. Once I put the card down, I just completely dump all that. Some of you guys probably know how that works, right? You can probably relate. Hey, check that out. The Briscoes got these pins here, so that is very awesome. Man, like, what was it? I guess it was almost, yesterday would have been exactly a month ago that I got to see them take on FTR. I'd like to see them do that again at some point. That'd be pretty cool, because you can't just have like one amazing match and like that be the end of it. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I'm not a wrestler. I don't know how that works. So, what is this? Another tag team. reDRagon, right? Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, right? So there's that for you. So AEW's got a lot of solid tag teams. And, they can't all be like front and center at like the top of the mountain or whatever. But hopefully those guys kind of get to show more of why they should be soon, because so far they've kind of not. And we have this, the Elite Team, Adam and the Golden Horseshoe. So, story by Adam Page and illustrations by Dylan Coburn. So, there's that. And then flipping it around, got some stuff going on the backside, right? So, there's that. Hey, Marty Skrull's kind of in this, so that's alright. Don't hear a lot about that guy anymore, which is unfortunate, you know? Because he was actually the first independent wrestler that I ever, that ever caught my attention, you know? Well, I guess technically that'd be Christopher Daniels, because he was the first one I ever saw, but in my older years, once I actually started paying attention, that guy. So there's some stuff from the inside or whatever, in case you're wondering what kind of artwork is going on in there. Now you don't have to be all curious and whatnot. But you might be a little curious and whatnot as to who's going to be on this little autographed picture, right? Unless you looked at the spoiler thing earlier in the video. Let's go ahead and see, because I'm curious. And it's not even right side up. So who is this? This is Fandango. I was just talking about this guy kind of sort of the other day. Because one of my shoe related associates or friends or whatever you want to call them, you know, they were wearing what was their name? Yeah, Briscoes shirt? I can't remember how to pronounce that. But he had one of their shirts on, and I was talking about how I missed the fashion files and all that good stuff. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It'd be nice if they had done one of those 2-packs like they did with the AEW crate, and so that way they could have Tyler Breeze in here too. But you know, I'll take this one. No problems. No problems at all. So there we go. There's that. Gone through this whole crate. Told you a useless story for the most part. And so that means we're good and we are done until next month. So, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am probably going to be going live later tonight, but as often said, by the time you hear me say later tonight, it will have been a while ago, right? So, don't expect to see it actually tonight as you're watching this. Know that it's tonight as it's, happening right now, I guess is the way to put that, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Later, people.